I knew that was a lie because she looked at me several times and she still overlooked me. And I felt this weird sense of something is going on and I don't understand what is going on.
You don't even know me. You don't even know my name. You don't even know me. Why you saying shit? You don't even know me. Why you playing games?
Hi everyone, my name's Naomi Sesay and I am doing something different. Every day I do something different, so these blogs are about what I do different and how you can probably do the same thing. But I want to tell you a little bit of a story that created this mindset that I have right now, which created a whole lot of stuff in my life, which has got me onto the tracks of not only financial freedom, but also of living the life that I love. And doing the things that I love too. So way back in time, when I was about 7 years old, I was sent to England to boarding school from New York. I grew up in New York and my parents said, time for you to go to United Kingdom for boarding school. Now the boarding school we went to was a really lovely, quite a prestigious boarding school, and it was full of privileged young ladies. In fact, it was a preparatory school for girls. I and my sister were two of only three other young ladies who were from African descent. And so we didn't really know much about the UK culture or lifestyle or anything. We didn't even know anything about unconscious bias or racism. We were just children, as children do. They just grow into themselves and they just play with each other. So I was invited by this young lady and to her birthday party. I think it was her 8th or her 9th birthday party. And it was in a huge house. Now she was extremely wealthy. So wealthy that her family owned one out of only 2 cars that was made entirely from glass. Yeah, we sat in a glass car, totally glass. You can see 360 view. Even down, you can see the floor. It was incredible. And they owned one of them. That's how wealthy they were at the time. And they also had an indoor heated swimming pool. They had a big playroom. She even had a governess, for God's sake. Anyway, we were all sitting around in this room, this playroom, at her birthday party, and we were all playing a game. And the game was to answer as many questions as the adult was asking us. And the adult had a box of Smarties to give you as a prize if you got the answers right. And throughout the whole of the game, I was on my best behavior. I was quite a clever little kid. I was a bit of a know-it-all. And I knew that some of the questions I was going to know. So they proceeded with the game, and as soon as they answered a question, my hand would be up. And I look around and some girls' hands were up, some half up, some, I don't know. Anyway, some other girls' hands went up, she won, she got the Smarties. The next question came along. I knew this one too. So my hand shot up. Pick me! And somebody else got the Smarties. And it wasn't me. I thought, okay, fine. We've got like about 10 Smarties in that little basket that she has behind us, and I'm sure to get one of them. She asked the 3rd question, and the 4th question, and the 5th question. And each time I put my hand up, I was overlooked completely. And all these other girls who didn't even answer the question, but still had half of the question right, perhaps, would get a Smartie, a tube of Smarties. The last question came along, and I was determined to get that last Smarties. 1, because I didn't even know what Smarties were because I came from the United States. And 2, I wanted it. 3, I had the knowledge to get it. I was, I knew all the answers. So they asked the final question and my hand shot up and I was sure I was going to get it. I was sure I was going to get this question because it had something to do with the United States. And my hand shot up and it stayed up. No one else put their hand up. And then one girl said, "Oh, I know what it is, miss." Because another girl whispered in her ear who already had the Smarties. She wasn't allowed to answer again. And the girl got it right. And the Smarties went to her. You know when you're a child and an adult tells you off for something you didn't do, or they deny you something that you knew was rightfully yours, and you have this feeling of indignation, of injustice, of indecency as well. I felt all of that. Every single one of that. I felt all of that. And I put my hand down and I just couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand why I didn't get the Smarties. So the adult said, "Right, everyone, it's now time to go swimming. Let's all put your swimming costumes on and let's head over to the indoor heated pool." I stood down. I sat down. I wasn't going to move. I crossed my legs because I wasn't going to move. Everyone suddenly jumped up and they all went off. And I didn't move. I just stood there. The adult said, "Come on, Naomi, chop chop, let's go and put your swimming costume on, let's get to the swimming pool." "Nope, I'm not going." "What's wrong?" she asked me. I said, "I answered all those questions and you didn't give me any Smarties." And she said, "I didn't see you." And I knew that was a lie. I knew that was a lie because she looked at me several times and she still overlooked me. And I felt this weird sense of something is going on and I don't understand what is going on. So she was trying to persuade me to get up, to go to the swimming pool. And there was this feeling, I can't even put my finger on it, of what it felt like. But it was a feeling that if I moved, I would lose. I had to sit there and get my way, otherwise something in me would say that was my life. I would lose. But there was something stronger. I was certain that I was a winner. I was told ever since I was young, when I was growing up in New York, that I was a winner. How could I possibly lose? So I said, "No, I'm not going." She said, "Well, what do you want me to do?" I said, "I want to have a box of Smarties." And she said, "I don't have any more Smarties left." And I said, "Well, I'm not moving then." I didn't know if she had Smarties left or not. I didn't care. I just wanted those Smarties. That's it. End of story. All of a sudden, as though she felt that there was going to be some kind of, I don't know what, she felt my injustice. She felt what I was feeling. She opened the drawer that was behind her and got out another box of Smarties after telling me there were no Smarties left. And I stood up and she said, "Here you go, but don't tell anyone." I had a big smile on my face and I said, "I won't."
I love you like la 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 la. I love you like la 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 la. I love
When I walked off, I was jubilant. The feeling I had of winning was so amazing to me that nothing else mattered. I was in a world of my own. I suddenly stepped into something that was unreal. The fact that I won. And nobody knew it but me and that teacher. I got dressed into my swimming costume and I had this rubber ringy around me. I was so happy that I jumped into the deep end. But what I didn't know, because I'd never used one of those rubber ring donut-y things, because I've never used them before, what I didn't know is that they floated to the top. So as I jumped in, I put my hands up, I fell in, the thing obviously stayed at the top, I couldn't swim. I came back up, spluttering. And I could hear my mother's voice saying, "That's what happens when you gloat." But anyway, what I wanted to say is this. When you're certain about something, When you have a feeling of something that's not right, stand up for it. Because if you don't stand up for something, you will stand for nothing and you will sit for everything. So stand up for what you know is rightfully yours. Because what's rightfully yours is something that is part of your purpose, part of something of who you are, something you have to execute in life. And this is why I feel so passionately about passive income. Everyone has the right to live the life that they need to be living in the society that they're living in at a decent level. At that basic decent level, everybody has the right. There's something indecent, unjust about allowing people to squander in poverty when there's so many people who have got a lot of wealth. So stand up for what you know is right, but more than that, go for it. Do what you need to do, which of course is legal, but do what you need to do in order to take yourself to another level, because no one else is going to do it for you. Only you are. And if you don't demand what's rightfully yours in a way that is with grace and with power and with justice, so that everyone equally can see, yep, you deserve it, you own it, then you're going to be subject to everybody else's whims and how they choose to give you the life that you probably don't deserve. So today, do something different. Get up there and demand what's rightfully yours. But don't scream and shout about it. Just go ahead and work towards it. Because someone out there is going to feel what you feel and conspire to make it happen for you.
It can get cold sometimes, but God gave us to you and He told me to let your light shine.